Shalom family. So China in the last few days was holding Taiwan war games again and vowed blood of independence forces. China on Thursday last week encircled Taiwan with naval vessels and military aircraft in war games. It vowed the blood of independence forces on the self-ruled island would flow. The 2 days of drills are part of an escalating campaign of intimidation by China that has seen it carry out a series of large-scale military exercises around Taiwan. The drills come after Lai Ching-te was sworn in as Taiwan's new president this week and made an inauguration speech that China denounced as a confession of independence. As the drills got underway, China's military said they would serve as strong punishment for the separatist acts of Taiwan independence forces. Taiwan independence forces will be left with their heads broken and blood flowing after colliding against the great trend of China achieving complete unification, Wang told reporters, which is a very provocative and aggressive comment for them to make at a time such as this, which they don't usually do. So they are angry and they are practicing. And again, like the other drills, one of these days people are going to think this is an exercise or a drill, and boom, suddenly it becomes a full-blown action that's happening. And taking Taiwan, we've delved into this before, is going to have worldwide repercussions. If you just think about things like smart chips for AI and computers, your laptops, your phones, everything, where do you think a lot of them come from? Now, on China, and we've spoken about Chinese immigration into America, which makes no sense, but no one's asking questions. There was a secret leaked speech by former Chinese defense minister demonstrating China's intent to destroy America. So, yes, is it true? Isn't it true? Even if it isn't, and I lean on it probably is true, everything in this speech makes complete sense with what we are seeing in preparation for what's lying ahead very shortly. The Central Committee believes as long as we resolve the United States problem at one blow, our domestic problems will all be readily solved. Therefore, our military battle preparation appears to aim at Taiwan, but in fact is aimed at the United States. And the preparation is far beyond the scope of attacking aircraft carriers or satellites. Chinese Defense Minister General Wei Feng. Now that makes a lot of sense. Deal with the problem with one blow. There's only one way you can do this with one blow. You work with your allies, Russia, North Korea, Iran, and you hit with nuclear weapons in one blow at one moment, and then you sort your enemy out completely. Recently, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, conducted an online survey conducted by Sina Command. One of the key questions they asked was the following: will you shoot at women, children, and prisoners of war? More than 80% of respondents answered in the affirmative, exceeding by far our expectations as expressed by the Chinese defense minister. How sick and twisted is the world we're living in? 80%. When we decide to revitalize China based on the German model, we must not repeat the mistakes they made. Specifically, the following are the fundamental causes for the defeat of Germany and Japan. First, they had too many enemies all at once. True, as they did not adhere to the principle of eliminating enemies one at a time. Second, they were too impetuous, lacking the patience and perseverance required for great accomplishments. Third, when the time came for them to be ruthless, they turned out to be too soft, therefore leaving trouble that resurfaced later on. To call the Nazi party too soft. You think concentration camps, microwaves that seat 500, crazy stuff that they were doing with the ovens. They turned people into soap and supplied the soap to their soldiers. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Go read up on your history. And they're saying in this document they were too soft, not ruthless enough. What they do have right, though, in looking at the model is, yes, part of their downfall, besides the fact that they attacked the Jews everywhere they could find them and tried to slaughter them, which really just gets God's attention against you fast, is they try to open up too many fronts. If they dealt 100% just with the UK, they should have taken the UK. If they dealt then afterwards 100% with America, with Japan as their ally, because they were an axis of powers, Italy, Japan, and Germany, they could have then focused just on America. But instead, they turned on Russia, and now they had all these fronts around them, and they were thinly spread. So they've got that right. But again, looking at the document as a whole, looking at what they're saying in there, it all makes sense with what we're seeing on a worldwide scale and the preparation that's right in front of us. All the warning signals are there for what lies ahead. They're not getting ready for a nice party and a few documents to be signed. They're getting ready to deal with something once and for all with one hard blow, and then maybe divvy up the spoils between the allies, i.e. Russia, North Korea, Iran, China. Maybe they're already talking about real estate gains for all those nations. But then Yellowstone, and but God and other things. Will there even be real estate to spread if you're using nuclear weapons? So again, not to drive fear, but you can see the state of the world right now like it's never been in. And people are focused on Hollywood stars, football stars, sports, all sorts of nonsensical issues, things that are not important. They're not in the Word of God. They're not looking at what's happening in the world. They are not focused on the time they're living in. They are sleeping in the midst of this time of darkness. Be awake. Be sober. Do not be carried away by the lusts of the flesh. Be focused on God and His Word and His warnings, and share the gospel with as many as you can while you can. Shalom.